Alrighty, guys. Good morning, everyone. Happy July 5th. I hope everyone had a nice holiday yesterday. I hope y'all came in with all 10 fingers. I came back with 8, so it's 80%. That's a B minus, and I'll take it. I'm going to go over a couple things in BlueSync today. It's not going to be too laborious or too long of a call today. One thing I wanted to start with is that there have been some changes in the way Facebook does something. Surprise, surprise. And I just wanted to go over those with us quick. So, if you post content to a page, which if you're on this call, you probably do. Uh, they have changed the way that you kind of post things. Meaning that if I'm writing a link here, posting a post here, sorry, waiting for it to load, check out this fabulous new listing, etc., right? This bottom option area has changed, as you can tell. So um, your page has a story now, which basically, if you've ever done anything with Instagram or Snapchat, it's very similar to that. Like your page's story that sits there for 24 hours that people can see, and then it kind of disappears afterward. The short version is do not worry about that. Like it's not something we really need to look into, and there, as you can see, certain types of content can't be shared to story. So it's mainly just photos and videos that can be, not links. So that's one thing that looks there. But the thing that I wanted to make sure we go over is this box above it, the news feed. So we used to be able to schedule. We used to be able to save drafts. We can still do all that stuff. The difference now is that we're going to make sure this box is checked. But then when it says post options, this is where you're going to click. So, oops, sorry, I went a little bit. Oh, thanks, Angie. I'll take care of that in a sec. I forgot about that. Thanks, Angie. Is that if you click share, let me just zoom in a little bit. Let's split the difference so we're not freaking out. Share now. This is where I would click schedule, backdate, or save draft. So again, backdate, don't ever worry about that. But the schedule or the save draft, that's where I can do that from. So I click schedule, do the same thing as always. 10:45 a.m. I click schedule, and now you can see it says share later, and I can click schedule post, and it would go out later. So just wanted to show everybody a little bit of the difference here. That in order to schedule a post, we're going to do it differently now. We're going to do it from the share now later sort of button. You can also boost the post right from here if you want to. But I don't think, there's no real advantage to doing it from right here unless, if you were to, it saves you maybe one extra click. Honestly, that's about it. But I always post it, make sure it looks good after I posted it. Excuse me. And then I would boost it or advertise it. I wouldn't do them at the same time just because if something goes wrong, it's a lot harder to. I was working with an agent recently, and they had boosted an ad, and we were trying to fix some of the copy, and it was a lot of work to do that. So I would just do it this way. So newsfeed, share, and that's where you're going to click now, or schedule, or save draft. Okay. If you guys have any questions on that, let me know. The other thing I want to go over, just so that everybody knows this exists. I think I was going out the right way. Today is day 4 or week 4 of a 4-week series of webinars I've been doing with our St. Croix agents. Shout out to St. Croix. And yes, last week we went over a lot of stuff regarding sort of Facebook support. And I just wanted to go over that with everybody else on here. It must depend on your computer. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sue, for letting me know that. Sue told me that it must depend on your computer or browser because her screen doesn't show it like that yet. It still shows the old way. That's good to know. So I guess then don't worry about it. Most of the browsers and computers I've been on have had it like this, and I've seen other agents with this. So they must still be rolling it out. I've had this for probably 3 weeks now, but thank you for letting me know that. That's actually very helpful. So if your screen still looks the same when you're trying to post content, then completely ignore what I just had to say. So anyway, yes. So we were going over Facebook support stuff. Now, obviously, I'm in many ways, shapes, or form the Facebook support for the company. But if you're ever having help and for whatever reason I'm not around, maybe I have a grudge against you and I've just decided to not help you anymore, or I'm sick, or one of those two main things, I want to show you a couple places you can go for help with Facebook. So the first one is literally facebook.com/help. It can be more straightforward than that. This is their help center. This is going to be for very, mainly personal page related stuff. Not so much business stuff yet, but this is where you can get a bunch of stuff answered. Obviously, like they have topics, profile settings, pages, messaging, notifications. You can ask a question up here in the box. Excuse me. You can see the tabs up here and all the stuff, all the sections they have here. So this is a reporting abuse, reporting a problem with Facebook. This is where you can go to find out a lot of stuff on that and get step-by-step instructions on how to do things. For example, I've had a couple offices ask for help with reporting a certain thing here, reporting a certain person that was kind of attacking the page a little bit, or things like that, or even getting your billing info from your account. This is the place where a lot of that info comes from. So, excuse me. Oh man. Go to facebook.com/help if you ever want to try to not brainstorm, but figure out some of the problems to the questions. Oh man, my mouth is just going faster than my brain right now. Go here if you want to find out some of the things that you might be having issues with. If you scroll down, you'll see right here it says Visit Help Community. If you click on that, this is facebook.com, again, just /help/community. This is basically a Facebook support forum where you can ask a question, and one of two things can happen. One is you can get information or a response from somebody at Facebook, kind of part of their support team, or you can have other people who have had similar problems or can answer your question, respond to you. So it's kind of more of like again, not brainstorming, but like crowdsourcing thing versus a one-on-one support thing. So you can see some of the top questions right now from the past few weeks, past few months. You can ask your own question. You can see here in my little profile, I've got 7 questions and I've answered 1 because I knew how to help that one. So yeah, you can, like, why can I comment in my groups? My newsfeed is not working properly. Now, I will say that sometimes if you ever sort by most recent, you can see a lot of people just they don't really troubleshoot. They just kind of go right to the support thing. So there are going to be a lot of things to wade through here, but every question that I've ever asked has been answered in some way, shape, or form, either by another user or by somebody at Facebook. All right. So that's one of the 2 links, facebook.com/help. The other one that gets a little more businessy, and I'll make sure that these 2 links actually go out in the email for BlueSync and stuff, and go on the YouTube channel. The other one is facebook.com/business/resources. This is sort of the same thing as facebook.com/help, but it is all business and ad related. So any questions with billings and payments, creating ads, delivery and performance, what do these numbers mean, my business page, tool, all of these topics are things you can get help with here from Facebook. I have some coffee right here, Nicole. It's not helping. So you can see the top questions: what to do if you don't recognize activity on your advertising account. That's a big one that a lot of people have issues with. Hey, there is a charge here that I didn't make. What did I do? My ad account was disabled. What can I do? So this is a really good place for business and ad related questions to find out info. Now, the holy grail of this site, and the problem that a lot of us are going to experience, is this additional support tab at the bottom. Now, Facebook has notoriously, for probably the past year or 2, had a lot of issues with support. I've talked with the brand at Coldwell Banker about this, and at one point I got the answer back that they were severely understaffed in support. I heard that there are just, too many people use the support for really easy fixes that they could, again, troubleshoot or just Google. And so their support gets clogged up with sort of wasteful questions and answers. There was a phone number you could call at one time. Now there's not. So right now for me, when I scroll down to additional support, I have 3 choices. One is Ask Community, which is what we were just looking at earlier in the community section. The other 2, I don't know how else to say this besides sometimes they're there and sometimes they're not. I don't know what basis they are on. I was, when I went over this last time, I had an agent in St. Croix that said all he saw was Ask Community, and then an hour later he came back and he had the option to chat or email, one of the 2, I think. But basically, these are where you can go to ask specific questions. Chat is just going to be like any other support staff thing, with Amazon or with any other site where a little bubble comes up. Obviously, they do it through Facebook Messenger, and you chat back and forth with somebody about the question. I did this about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, about an issue, and it was awesome. They were very, very helpful, very supportive. Email is probably for a big issue, is probably your best bet, because they'll email back and forth. I've had screen share calls with them. I've had phone calls with them. And I think I've had to go this route probably 4 times over the past couple of years. 3 of the times were fantastic. I had great support, really helpful employees. The 4th time, which was actually the most recent one, was a very poor experience. But hey, that's what surveys are for. That's why you leave feedback. It was just it was just the person I was communicating with was not a good communicator, was not very helpful, didn't really seem to understand what the issues were. So, if you ever feel like you're at the point where you need to email support, absolutely reach out to me first. I've had it before where it is just a quick troubleshooting thing that we can fix real quick. If it's not, I can kind of contact them on your behalf. Whether it's an office page or an agent page, I can contact them on your behalf and say, hey, listen, this is what the issue is. What can we do to kind of fix this? And kind of speak in the right jargon and stuff like that. So there's always these options here. But like I said, one of the issues they've had previously is that too many people were emailing in with questions that could be fixed through the other support, through the sections up here, through the community. And because of that, they're very, not skeptical, that's not the right word, but very cautious about these email supports, so that you want to make sure that if you're emailing them about support, that you have a really good reason to be doing that. So as always, the point of showing you guys this is just to let you know this is all here, this Facebook business support area, these resources. These resources, like I said, will give you step-by-step guides on how to do certain things. It's very useful and very helpful. So definitely check those out if you're ever curious or have issues. But that does not, I'm not trying to say don't come to me about anything. Again, that's what I'm here for, is Facebook support, questions to grow the brand, etc., etc. So that basically does it for today. We are a couple minutes ahead of schedule. Does anybody have any questions about Facebook business support, any changes that Facebook's been making, because they've been making a heck of a lot of them lately? Or just questions about anything at all. Do you need a good movie recommendation for this weekend? Are you visiting Holland and need to know the good places to eat? Are you curious about certain books that have been coming out? Do you want my stance on topics and things going on around the country, or do you want to just call it a day and get about our lives? So, well, it doesn't look like there are any questions, so I guess nobody wants questions or answers about any of the things I was talking about, which is, whatever. You're very welcome, Daniela. Thank you for you guys all being on here. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. And have a great rest of your short, weird week. It might feel like a Monday. It might feel like a Friday. I don't know. But have a great week, and I will talk to you guys all later. Thank you so much. Bye. Oh, man. End webinar.